Look at that. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Let's do it one more time. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. I'm wondering, is my microphone on?
No, not even a little.
Okay.
Now it is.
It is so amazing to see you all here, and we know that we are being joined by our online community as well. If I feel like if we could measure everybody's emotional feelings, like emotions right now, they would probably weigh a lot if emotions could be weighed. We are so happy that Adam Rasser is here with his family, his bar mitzvah. Shabbat is now, his bar mitzvah is at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and we just want to say the biggest mazel tov to all of you. And of course, we've been apart. We haven't been in the sanctuary praying together since June 28th, I believe. And here we are on September 6th, and a whole lot has happened in this summer. I mean, for us as individuals, for us as a community, for us as inhabitants of this planet, as human beings. And I just want to offer the biggest thank you to our ritual committee for keeping our Shabbat dinners going during the summer. Shabbat dinner with friends was just wonderful, and also to Lev, who led, I think, 4 or 5 Shabbat services on Zoom and did such a beautiful job, and also Tisha B'Av. And so to Lev DePaulo, a big thank you as well. And just how powerful it feels to come back in a new season. When we left each other, the sun had barely set. I think it was still shining when we began services, and now we're in a new time. And they're all beautiful, all of these seasons. And I also know that, like many of you, we're talking today how emotional it feels. Like, where do we put ourselves as we come back together with all that has happened? And so I thought, before I came, I was thinking, how can I unlock this feeling in my heart? Because I just feel so like everything's so raw, just on my skin. And I started to hum to myself this James Taylor song. And I just thought, and Beth Ann, I'm so sorry I didn't have time to tell you this. So we don't have the words on the screen, but I think you all know. You will know it when you hear it. Shower the people you love with love, because I think in some ways that this is what we can do. This is what we can do in the good times and in the sad times and in the hard times, times of grief and of anguish, is that we can just turn to each other with love, with all the love that is in our hearts, no matter what. You can play the game and you can act out the part, though I know it wasn't written for you. But Tell me how you're gonna stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool. One thing can lead to another. One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. You just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. So tell me what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. So this is what I love so much about being in part of a community, so much more than just being with myself, because being with you all opens my heart. And at times when I feel like it's just so closed and hurting, knowing that we're going to be together and knowing that we're going to help each other through these times keeps everything flowing. And that we get to celebrate these joyful moments is part of that. And so, Adam, we would love for you to come up with your family, grandparents, your brother Jacob, who was not so long ago bar mitzvah. And we turn to our Shabbat blessings at the top of page 1. And we create this light. We make this special Shabbos light that will glow throughout this service. Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlek ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. And This is a beautiful time of year. September is such a gorgeous month. And this time, the Shabbat, gives us this time to pause and to take in the beauty of the world. And in just 3 simple words, Ma yafeh hayom, how beautiful this is today. How beautiful is this Shabbat, this time of peace and rest and renewal, resetting ourselves. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, ma yafeh hayom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom. Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
This Torah portion is repetitive. It is one of those times when the Torah, which prides itself on saying things in the least number of words and only once, because if it's important, you'll get it the first time, when it repeats itself. Because sometimes it turns out we don't get it the first time. So in this week's Torah portion, we read the verse, "You shall not take bribes, for bribes blind the eyes of the wise and subvert the words of the righteous," which is almost an exact wording or duplicate of Exodus, where it says, "Do not take bribes, for bribes blind the clear-sighted and upset the pleas of those who are in the right." You know, the rabbis can't resist, right? Why they need to know, does the Torah repeat itself? And what about the 2 verses help us understand something that we wouldn't understand if only one of them existed? And so the Midrashim, that's largely their job. Well, that's not largely their job, but it's one of the jobs they do. And Midrash Tanhuma hones in on this linguistic connection that exists in both of the verses between bribery and blindness. Why? What do those 2 things have in common? And they go through a wildly intricate and interesting rabbinic exercise trying to connect these 2 ideas all over the Bible. And I would strongly recommend that you all spend this evening when services are over reading it. It's fascinating, but I'm not going to try to take you through it tonight. I'm going to jump you to the end of it. They make the connection between Isaac and Moses, because those are the 2 people whose eyesight is described, particularly in their old age. As death approaches for each of these figures, the Torah takes the time to say something about them. About Isaac, it is twice said that his eyes have dimmed, that his eyesight is dimmed. And about Moses, who we're reading the end of his life in these weeks of Torah, right as we read towards the end of the cycle, they describe Moses as a man whose eyes have not dimmed. Okay, it gives the rabbis something to look at. What's the difference between Isaac and Moses? Is there an ice cream truck? Is that what that is? Because if one of you is giving me ice cream, I'm in. And they come back to this issue of blindness and bribery, right? The first two verses I told you, there's a connection between eyesight and bribery. And our characters are both have their eyesight described. Isaac's eyes dimmed. Are you sure there's not an ice cream truck? I really love one of those big pops that are this long with the 3 colors. Those things are good. It's a cell phone? Oh, okay. It's God. So Isaac, whose eyes have dimmed, the rabbis believe, is guilty of having fallen prey to the common temptation of bribery. He is described as a man who loves the taste of game, and his son Esau is described as a man who loves to hunt. And so the rabbis, who admittedly are not fans of Esau, and that's for a sermon later this fall, I promise, the rabbis say that Esau is bribing his father Isaac, and that Isaac falls prey to this desire, this need, this want of game. And so his eyesight dims. He loses the ability to see the difference between right and wrong. Whereas Moses, who is at the end of his life described as having eyes that have not dimmed, and who has now twice repeated the direction to his community to appoint judges who are beyond bribery, who refuse bribes, Moses is described as having eyes that are still bright, can still see. Which to me, in reading the portion this week, felt like a tiny drop of hope, a little bit of hope. Because what was impossible for one person turned out to be possible and in fact achieved by another. What was impossible for Isaac, Moses succeeded in doing. And hope is a hard thing to hold on to right now. This week, the Jewish community lost the 6 precious lives of Hirsch, Carmel, Ori, Eden, Almag, and Alex, who had survived 329 days. And we've been praying for them and the 100 who are still in captivity since October 7th. And the numbers of those who have lost their lives in Gaza have reached gut-wrenching and staggering numbers of above 40,000. And how do you hold hope in the midst of that? In the midst of opening the news and seeing that the talks have perhaps yet again stalled? What does it mean to live with hope in these times? Well, I found it in this story of Isaac, and okay, this is getting ridiculous. Who's calling now? Oh, that's the doorbell. Okay. I'm going to get an ice cream cone out of this one of these days, I promise. I found it in the movement, in the generations between Isaac and Moses, that things do change with time. And I found it in the gut-wrenchingly beautiful eulogy Rachel Goldberg-Paulin gave for her son, Hirsch, when she talked about her beloved boy and how she had hoped for all of these days that he would come home, and what it meant now that he wouldn't come home alive. And she said these words: as we transform our hope into grief and this new unknown brand of pain, I beg of you, and she's speaking to Hirsch at this point, to her son, I beg of you, please do what you can to have your light shine down on me, Dada, Libby, and Orly. Help shower us with healing and resilience. Help us to rise again. I know it will take a long time, but please may God bless us that one day, one fine day, Dada, Libby, Orly, and I will hear laughter, and we will turn around to see that it's us and that we are okay. Imagine the fortitude and courage in the midst of the darkest days of your life to be able to say, I believe this can and will change, and I will be able to laugh again. In our Torah, it takes the span of generations. For those who are surviving, we don't know how long it will take, and yet they hold on to hope. Because sometimes it seems that it takes too long, longer than we can bear. So long that in the moment it almost feels impossible that it's ever going to change. But it does change. Moses avoids the mistakes of past generations. And if Rachel Goldberg-Paulin can speak of a time when she will laugh again, then I am going to choose hope this week. And I'm wondering, for you, for each of you as you go home, where are you finding your hope this week? We continue with the words of Lecha Dodi, welcoming the hope of Shabbat, the peace that it brings and the possibility it speaks of a perfected world into our community. We're on page 11.
Lechan Dodi likrat kalai alalai alalai Allah Penei Shabbat nekavela ya elai elai Lechan Dodi likrat kalai alalai alalai Allah Penei Shabbat nekavela Oh Shamor Zachor b'dibur echad hishme'anu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad v'shemo l'tiferet v'litila lechan dodi likrat kalai alalai alalai Allah Penei Shabbat nekavela ya elai lechandori likra kalai alalai alalai alla hene Shabbat nekavela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha ki hi mekor ha'baracha merosh mikedem nisucha sof ma'aseh v'machshavat tchila lechandori likrat kalai alalai alalai alla hene Shabbat nekavela ya elai elai lechandori likrat kalai alalai alalai alla hene Shabbat nekavela hitoreri kiva orekumi ori shir daveri kevod Adonai alayich nigla lechandori likrat kalai alalai alalai alla hene Shabbat nekavela ya elai elai lechandori likrat kalai alalai alalai alla hene Shabbat nekavela boi v'shalom ateret mala gam v'simcha u'v'tzohala tov emuneh am segula boi kala lechandori likrat kalai alalai alalai alla hene Shabbat nekavela lechandori likrat kalai alalai alalai alla hene Shabbat nekavela.
And as we stand to greet Shabbat as it comes into our sanctuary, we rise in the presence of mourners, those who are entering our sanctuary for the first time since experiencing a loss. And we turn to the family, the Gray family, the family of Dr. Bernard Gray, who are joining us this evening. He died on September 3rd, just earlier this week, and our hearts are with you in this time as you are in our sanctuary. And so we offer you the words that have been offered to mourners for thousands of years, words that speak of places of comfort. And so we hope that this is one of the places you find some moments of comfort in your loss. Please join me with these words, which can be found on the bottom of page 12 in your prayer books. Hamakom yenachem etchem betoch sha'ar avlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God's presence comfort you among all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We remain standing.
Turning to page 15 for the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah ve'alma divarach hirutei ve'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael Bagala uvizman kariv ve'immeru amen yehesh merabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran ba'alma ve'immeru amen. When we are lucky in life, there are more than one place that we get to call home throughout our lives. We have physical homes and spiritual homes and friendship homes and all kinds of homes. And tonight I would like to celebrate this coming home to this sanctuary, this community, to this joy that we create together, to this meaning we create together. And it's page 16, far right column, third stanza down, third paragraph down. May we continue to find that light inside of our souls and share it with each other. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, for that sound to travel, to find its way to our hearts, to find its way out into the world, looking for those places of connection and wholeness as we are witnesses to the oneness of the world. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai
continue with the Ve'ahavta, the acts of love that are to fill our comings, our goings, our days and our nights, beyond the doorposts of all the places we call home. We'll chant the first paragraph of page 18 and then move directly to the second paragraph of page 20.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha V'chol levacha, uv'chol nafshecha, uv'chol me'odecha, v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
The bottom of page 21, find the words of freedom the Israelites sang when they crossed the sea. Words we offer now for the day when all are free.
Yalla, yalla, la, la, yalla, la, 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 mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha נדר בקודש נורא תהילו אוסף פלא נורא תהילו אוסף פלא יאללה יאללה לה לה יאללה לה 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 יאללה יאללה לה לה יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה לה Turn to page 25 for the Amidah, and Adam, it is an honor to call you up to help us to lead the Amidah. But then we're just gonna, for tonight, move on. And we haven't, I can feel how many weeks it's been since we've chanted together and prayed together. And tonight these first 6 words are really speaking to me because I feel myself warming up and like, I don't know, some restrictions coming off of me. Like I feel it more expansive. And I think that that's what this Psalm 51 verse 17 is saying to us. God, can you just help me open my lips? Can you help me open my mouth? Can you help me open my heart so that I'm able to live with gratitude and with energy and with goodwill and love? So tonight, let us rise in body or in spirit and chant these words together for an open heart. ata Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'konei Hakol Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot Umevi Geula livnei b'neihem Leman shemo be'ahava Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah Atah gibor le'olam Adonai Mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia Mechakel chayim bechesed Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim Somech noflim verofeh cholim Umatir asurim Umekayem emunato Lishenei afar Michamocha ba'al gevurot Umidom melach Melech mimit umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'emanat ha'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
It is devastating to be in community 335 days later, feeling just even a tiny drop of the pain those who are being held must be feeling, or their families, or those in the region who have lost their lives, their livelihoods, their homes. The losses are endless, what has fallen from that horrible attack. And when Beth and I decided after the attack that we would pray for those who were held hostage in this community and that we would keep praying until they were home, I don't think it even occurred to us that we would be standing together with you as we come back in community at what is usually such a joyful time of year, trying to make sense of this. I often think prayer isn't about making sense. Well, let's face it, I often think prayers don't make sense. They're about emotion. They're about our freedom to express all that is tied up in knots in us that we can't find words for, and somebody else at least gives us words that we can use to reflect off of. And so 335 days later, we are going to keep praying for those who were taken hostage in the first day of the attack in October, and we are going to keep praying for those who have been held hostage by the destruction and the death that has fallen from that attack. And I would ask or invite that if parts of this prayer allow a part of your heart to unclench even a moment, that we will have prayed truly with all of our heart. So please join me in these words. Our family, the whole house of Israel, who are in distress or in captivity, who stand either in the sea or on dry land, may the Omnipresent have mercy on them and take them out from trouble to blessing, and from darkness to light, and from oppression to redemption, now, swiftly, and soon.
We turn to the words of Misha Berach on page 130, our prayer of healing, which is, of course, for all of us and for the loved ones in our lives and for even to be sent to people we don't know across the world. So after I read this list, you will have an opportunity to raise your hand and add names into the sanctuary, and for those who are joining us online, to add them into the chat. As a community, we are praying for the healing of Deb Schwartz, Ethan White, Jan Amsterdam, Sarah Kianowski, Debbie Gilman, Neil Daniels Midman, Ed Snow, Tom Lemons, Diana Sanders. Continued prayers for Liliana Walheim Martinez, who I'm so glad is here tonight, for Frank, Andy, Joyce, and Bert, for Marcia M., Laura Bell, Janie Vanderpool, Annie Graham and her family, Anya Kabel, Sue Boardman, Ayelet Galbat, Chava Hirsch-Shmuel, and Stanley Roth. And if there are loved ones you would like to name tonight, please raise your hand. Melissa.
Victor Johnson.
Anna, I'm sorry.
Ellen Lee, Jenny Chase, and Barbara Cole.
Tracy Wilson and my dad.
Let's go over the Linda Blairs.
Our nephews, Danny Stanton,
At least.
Bill Siegel.
A little Elizabeth Foss and Anna Ornstein.
Robert Anselms and Keith Corwin.
For all who have been named, for all we carry in our hearts. You turn to the left-hand side of page 130. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Yivarech v'Rapeh et hacholim Back on page 31, a tune written to Oseh Shalom by the wonderful Jewish Renewal Group in Jerusalem, Nava Tehillah, we use many of their melodies. Oseh Shalom, may the one way up in the heavens help us to find peace, to make peace here for all who dwell on earth. Shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru
Turn to page 44. Turning our hearts to those whose memory and legacy live on with us. We'll say those who are being remembered on our community's Kaddish list, and then there will be a chance for those here in our sanctuary. If you are remembering somebody and you'd like to say their name, we'll invite you to raise your hand and you can say their name out loud. And of course, if you're joining us digitally, please share the names of the loved ones you are remembering in the chat.
In these recent days, recent weeks, we are remembering Bernie Gray, beloved father, father-in-law, grandfather. We're remembering Frank Eichenlaub. We are remembering Hirsch Goldberg Poland, Carmel Gott, Aidan Yerushalmi, Alexander Lobanov, Almog Sarusi, and Ori Danino. We are remembering the 4 who died in this week's Georgia school shooting, students Christian Angelo and Mason Schermerhorn. And we are remembering their teachers, Richard Aspinwall and Christina Irami. And in these recent days, we are also remembering Rabbi Michael Lerner. The yard sites tonight include Barbara Snow, beloved mother of Linda, Nancy, and Michael. We are remembering Martha Berman's beloved father, Richard Yusufian, and the beloved mother of Roberta Lasky, Sarah Lasky. In this year of memory, we remember Florence Foreman, Eileen Kleinkoff, Kathy Nath, Pat Urich, and Sivan Ehrlich. And if there are yard sites you are observing tonight, or those who are feeling especially close to you, please raise your hand.
My 3 grandparents, Rose and Louis Ansel, Baker.
My grandmother, Andrea Margarita Hoffman.
Anna McClellan. My husband Paul Goodman and my uncle George Goodman.
My sister, Julia Ford. My dad, Edward Trusty. My dad, Max Montenko.
Dan Pearl.
For all those named, for those who have no one to say their names for them, we become one community of memory with these words of mourners Kaddish, sanctified by the generations. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. Page 44. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. Together we say, amen. You may be seated.
So here's an invitation for somebody, if you are up for a challenge tonight. So we have a tradition of, this whole month of Elul, this whole introspective month before Rosh Hashanah, of hearing the shofar blast every day. because Elul is all about waking up and shaking off the cobwebs of our souls and of our minds and of the way we live our lives and waking up again and getting right before Rosh Hashanah, as right as we can. Our shofar blower tonight was not able to make it at the last minute, and we have this beautiful shofar here, and I don't know, are there anybody here who's just like, oh yeah, I would like to stand up in front of 75 people and just try to give that a blast and see what happens. David, you seem like a person who might be able to do such a thing.
Sounds like I'm guilty.
No pressure, of course. Woo! Yeah! Woo! And the other tradition with this month of Elul is to every day, the tradition tells us to recite Psalm 27, which you will find on page 84. And there is a particularly beautiful verse in here, where you'll see that bolded section, Achat Sha'alti. I have one question, I have one request. The psalmist says, and this is what I yearn for, that I may dwell in God's house all the days of my life, so that I can behold this beauty and to frequent in the palace. And the whole psalm is really beautiful. And it brings up a lot of questions. We'll be singing this every Friday night. Some communities do it all the way to Shmini Atzeret, all the way past Yom Kippur and Sukkot. We'll see how long we keep it going. And here's the melody for it. Achat sha'alti meit Adonai ota avakeh. Then we repeat that. Achat sha'alti meit Adonai ota avakeh. Shivti bevet Adonai kol yamei chayai lachazot benoam Adonai ulavaker behechalo lachazot benoam Adonai ulavaker behechalo. Sounds so beautiful. Let's do it one last time. Achat sha'alti. Achat sha'alti mei Adonai ota avakeh. And just ask it again. Achat sha'alti mei Adonai ota avakeh. Let me sit in this house. Shivti bevet Adonai kol yamei chayai lachazot benoam Adonai ulavaker behechalo lachazot benoam Adonai ulavaker behechalo. So we have a beautiful oneg waiting for us downstairs, but before we head down there, Rasner brothers, could you come on up and lead us in Kiddush and Motzi, and welcome back, everyone. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Woo. Shabbat shalom, everyone.